Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. Today I want to go over a concept I like to call diminishing returns. This is something that you can apply to a lot of free-to-play games out there. Basically, my definition of it is the more things that you do, the less that you get. So there's a point in this game pretty much every day and in different areas of the game where you want to do a certain amount, and as you're doing that certain amount, your rewards are good. They're going up, 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 up as you keep going. But there's this certain point where if you keep going, the resources, the rewards that you get start to go down. So if you can recognize when this is happening every day or in certain places in the game, then you will get much better at the game. You won't be beating your head against the wall just to get something that is taking a lot of effort, but you're not getting much reward for it. So, you want any effort that you're giving to the game, you want it to give you a certain amount of resources or rewards back, and then once it gets to a certain point, you want to recognize you're at that point and then pretty much stop for the day or stop in that area. So this happens all over the place, but mostly in the mid to late game, because early game you have all kinds of quests you can do, class quests, kingdom quests, world quests. You haven't even opened all the game modes yet. You're such a low level that you could play the game for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day as a beginner. But as you get to the mid and late game, you start to realize that it's only valuable to play the game for about 2 to 3 hours a day, and then after those 2 to 3 hours, your results, your rewards from continuing to play start to fall off and nosedive. And if you can figure out when that happens every day and in every event, you will get much better at the game. You'll feel better about the game. You won't be frustrated with the game. You won't be playing, doing a lot of stuff for little reward. So just the game in general, this is the thing. Like, there's a few things each day that you should do. Like, I'm playing the game right now. It is Sunday. So you want to do your XP booster. That's a good thing to do. Your adventure board. That's always a good thing to do. Get your kill 100 troops up there. Do your whole adventure board. Do your dungeon every day. Make sure you do this. And then this week we have Tower of Doom, so make sure you do your Tower of Doom. Tower of Doom is a very good example of diminishing returns. We'll go over that in a second. But do your Tower of Doom, get all rewards for the guild, do your share. And then we have, right now we have a bounty, so do your bounty. You have PvP. On Sunday, we don't have Citadel Wars, but every other day, you want to do your Citadel Wars fights. You want to do your Monolith buffs. You want to get your gold marks if you won the previous day. Maybe you farm some VP. This is one of the best places to... This is the grindable right now in Gems of War. Used to be, it would be Explore 12. Used to be maybe Delves. Used to be gold farming, soul farming. But these days, it is PvP. That's the grindable. So if you do want to continue... Once you get to the point where you're at the diminishing returns, you're getting less for everything you do, then you would do PvP, because you can get VP, you can get gold marks, you can get books, you can get, stuff like that. So PvP is the place you want to be if you're going to continue to play after the diminishing returns point. But yeah, that would be like a day. So you do your XP booster, your dungeon, your adventure board, your event, your guild event, your single player event. And then, if you have a pet rescue, you can do that. PvP under Spire. Epic Trials if you haven't had it done yet. But let's say you get all that stuff done. You have everything done for the day, and you're moving on to something else. That's where diminishing returns kick in. If you keep doing, like, Explore 12 or Explore 1 or Explore 5, you're going to get less for, every battle that you're doing, because there's no overall bigger reward that you're going for. If you keep doing, like, Arena or... treasure hunt or any other game mode other than PvP, which is pretty good, like, if you want to keep going, but it also has diminishing returns as well. I mean, you'll get less and less the further you go, but that's the best place to be if you want to keep going for the day. But it just happens every single day. It'll happen every single day. On Tuesday, you're going to do your faction event, your dungeon, your adventure board, your XP booster, your guild event, your PvP, and then after that, diminishing returns kick in. So good example of it right now is the Tower of Doom. So in the Tower of Doom, once the entire guild gets all rewards, there is no point of going forward other than to do, go to floor 26 and get all your weapon scrolls. So every single floor from 1 to 26, you get a weapon scroll for your doomed weapons. So it is always worth it to go complete 1 through 25. But anything after 26, if your guild is done with all rewards, is diminishing returns. The reward for doing anything higher than floor 26, the reward for doing it is way less. There's no weapon scroll now. The leaderboard is terrible. You get 500 gems if you win first place. That would be like, I made an analogy on stream, if, you know, everybody in the chat, let's say there's 20 people in the chat, and they all gave me $50, and then the reward for them all giving me $50 was for me to give each person $5 back. That's basically the reward for winning the leaderboard in the Tower of Doom. Most people know this, some people don't, but it's pretty much the dummy Olympics here for the Tower of Doom leaderboard. You got to spend way further up in the shop to win. Like, everybody in the guild's going to have to do, like, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, you know? So that's an extra, let's just say it's an extra 1,350 gems to go for the leaderboard. For every single person in your guild, they're going to have to at least spend 800 to 1,500 extra gems just to win on the leaderboard. And then guess what your reward is for winning the leaderboard? Everybody in the guild gets 500 or 300 or 200 or 100. 75. Are you really going to get top 10? So let's say you get 75 gems back. So everybody in the guild spent an extra, you know, 800 to 1,500 gems to get on the leaderboard, and then your prize for doing that is, you know, 100 gems back for everybody. So if you spent 800 gems, you get 100 gems back. Does that make sense? It's not a good thing to do. That's a very good example of diminishing returns. Anything above 26, you're not getting as much reward for it. Anything below 26, you're getting weapon scrolls, you're making progress to the rewards for the guild, you know, it's more worth it to do up till floor 26. And then after 26, the rewards fall off, you know, the effort goes up and the rewards go down. That's diminishing returns. Tower of Doom is a perfect example of it. Another good example of it is your kingdom level and power. So if we go to, let's go to midnight, one I don't have super high, and we go to, like, level here. If we go to level 16, it costs 3 Imperial Deeds and 2 blue books, and all you get is 10% extra bonus myth stones. That's diminishing returns. Soft caps. I should probably go over soft caps as well. Diminishing returns and soft caps. So, like in Tower of Doom, the soft cap is getting to floor 26. That's a good place to stop. It's not a hard cap. It's not, you have to stop there. That's what a hard cap would be. A soft cap is like, if you stop here, you got the most out of what you did. If you go any further, you're just going to get less and less and less and less, and it's not worth it. So that's the same thing with kingdom level and power. So the soft caps for kingdom level and power are level 10 here. Because you get a stat. Let's not pay attention to it being armor. It could be magic, it could be life, it could be attack. But you get a stat for getting to level 10. That is totally worth it. It's awesome. But everything in between level 10, level 11, level 12, level 13, level 14, not super worth it until you can get to level 15. So make sure you have everything here. Unless it's a magic kingdom and you're working on it, you're not going to... So basically you don't want to do every single kingdom to level 11. You know, you got to use gold to level these up. It's a shared resource amongst all the kingdoms. So using gold in one kingdom means you can't use it in another kingdom. So it's better to focus down like your magic kingdoms than to spread them all out amongst all the kingdoms. Level 11, not a good reward. 12, not a good reward. 13, not a good reward. 14, not a good reward. Until you get to 15. That's another soft cap. So you want to make sure you have enough gold to go all the way to 15, or else there's really no point of doing 14, 13, 12, and 11. Unless you're focusing it down, it's a magic kingdom or something. And then even up from there. So level 15 is a soft cap. 16, not worth it. 17, not worth it. 18, not worth it. 19, not worth it. 20 is the next spot that is like pretty much a hard cap here because you can't go any higher than 20. But that's where you get a stat. Nobody cares about 19, 18, 17, 16. If you can't get to 20, who cares about... You don't want to do like all the kingdoms to 19 or all the kingdoms to 18 or all the kingdoms to 17. You would rather focus one down and make sure you can get it to 20 so you can get the stat. The stat is the thing that's worth it. The stat is what you're going for. Anything else is like diminishing returns or is a soft cap. So soft caps with kingdom levels are 10, 15, and 20. So make sure you can get there. Or... You know, focus down magic kingdoms. Don't spread them all out. Like, there was a thing that people did a while ago where they did all their kingdoms to level 16. I always thought this was a big mistake. You're spending Imperial Deeds there. that are shared amongst all the kingdoms. So if you spend 3 Imperial Deeds on 38 kingdoms, that's quite a bit of Imperial Deeds, instead of just doing 1 kingdom and using 29 Imperial Deeds. So now you have way less Imperial Deeds for those important magic kingdoms, or to get another stat in a different kingdom. Instead, you spread them all out amongst all your kingdoms and wasted a bunch of Imperial Deeds just for a 10% bonus Mythstones. Like, that's a detriment these days. You know, back in the day when Explorer was a grindable and everybody needed tokens and whatnot, that wasn't so bad. But nowadays, with all the Vault events, like, getting to a boss chest faster is not good. You're just going to slow down your Vault events. So make sure to not do that. Do all your Magic Kingdoms to 20 first. Don't be getting every kingdom to 16. Don't be then getting every kingdom to 17. Don't be then getting every kingdom to 18. It's better to focus them down. Like, you're going to start, you're going to have blue, you're going to do a purple kingdom. You're going to do probably Darkstone, because Karakoth has a money weapon. So Darkstone's the best one to do first. It's purple. All the while you're doing Darkstone, you're getting some other colored books, other colored deeds while you're focusing on Darkstone. Okay, so then we do green next. That's Zalkari. That's a magic kingdom. So as we were doing the purple kingdom Darkstone, we were also getting green books. Now we do Zalkari because it's a magic kingdom. So we do Zalkari to 20. Cost a bunch of Imperial Deeds. Cost a bunch of green books. And then when we're done with those two, you know, we don't have very many purple books and deeds. We don't have very many green books and deeds, so we would just do a different color. Whatever one we could do next, like Sword's Edge, for example, is what I did. So now I can do this one to 20 and get stats. I can do White Helm to 20 and get stats. I can do Drifting Sands to 20 and get stats. Instead of doing every kingdom to 16 or 17 or 18, you focus them down and you get them to 20 so you can get your stats and get something that's actually worth those precious resources that you're investing. Because there's shared resources here. Gold is a shared resource amongst all the kingdoms. Imperial Deeds is a shared resource amongst all the kingdoms. Even like purple deeds, purple books, green deeds, green books is a shared resource amongst a few kingdoms. So you don't want to spread them all out. You want to focus them down. Soft caps, you know, diminishing returns. Even your power has diminishing returns and soft caps. If you go to Midnight once again. Your kingdom power. I can't do any of these, but if you look at the bonus. So here we have soft caps and diminishing returns. Level 5 is a soft cap. It's totally worth getting to level 5. Level 10 is a soft cap. It's totally worth doing whatever you got to do to get to level 10 because you're going to get stats. But anything in between is really not that worth it, especially the higher you go. So like I was saying earlier, the further and further you go, the less and less it becomes worth doing, and the reward for the effort goes down. So after 10, after we get that +2 kingdom skill bonus, who cares about a times 3.25% tribute reward? We have a times 3 right now. We're going to get a times 3.25. We're going to invest tons of resources. Maybe it asks you to gold elite something, silver elite something, you know, whatever, pulley trait things. Like, you're going to invest those resources just to get a 0.25% tribute reward? That's not super worth it. 0.25% tribute chance. We already have a times 3. We're going to go do all this crazy dance and business just to get a 0.25% tribute chance. You know, tribute reward. You know, 0.5, big deal. Another 0.5 there, big deal. You know, extra gold, who cares? All this stuff, who cares? Unless you can get to 20, where you get the extra stats. And then you'll get everything. Like, it's totally worth it to go all the way to 20 because you're going to get all of this stuff plus the stat. If you're just picking at these, you know, doing power level 16 on all kingdoms and then doing power level 17 on all kingdoms, your resources are getting spread thin instead of focusing them down and getting something that's actually worth getting. You're getting all these little tiny things that are making you jump through hoops to get like barely anything. So, you know, there's not like books falling from the sky and deeds falling from the sky and stuff like that. So you really need to make sure you invest them wisely. But even as you go up higher and higher, like anything between 20 and 30 is not worth going for just randomly. Like, you're not going to randomly put every kingdom at 21. You're not going to randomly go to a random kingdom and go to power level 22 if it takes resources that you could use elsewhere and get something else to like 30. You know, even if you're thinking about, like, you're working on a kingdom, you're working on Karakoth, you're working on getting Karakoth to power level 30. You might need tokens, you might need orbs, you might need all kinds of stuff. So instead of spending them on other kingdoms and just like getting every kingdom to 27 or something, make sure you can do this one to 30 first and then go do that because of soft caps, diminishing returns. Hopefully you're understanding. Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're understanding what I'm saying. This happens a lot in free-to-play games. It happens in this game every single day. Every single week, every single month, it happens in this game. The more you play, the less you get. The further you go, the less you get. When you realize that each day, you're going to do better at the game. And it's not like you can't make progress every day. You make a certain amount of progress where every effort that you make is giving you a certain amount of reward. You realize when that reward is falling off and you're having to give lots of effort for little reward, and you stop for the day. Then the next day, you're back to the beginning again, where every effort is worth a lot, and you get lots of rewards for every effort you do, until a certain point in the day, and then it stops, and it's not worth it anymore, and you have to quit for the day. You can't just keep going and going and going and going as a mid-game player, end-game player. Another example would be the Underworld down here. If you go to each faction, there is diminishing returns for your horde level. There's soft caps and diminishing returns. So once your horde level should be either 100, 111, 133, 155, 177, or like 200 something. We'll go over it here as soon as I can get it down there, because you get to see like what you get for each level. And you don't want to stop on a weird number. Alright, 100 is worth stopping on because you're getting 2 magic right there. So we went from 16 to 18, and we got the Potion of Enchantment. And we fulfilled our Renown requirement for getting all the points for whatever faction we're in. It asks you in every single faction to get to Horde level 100. So that is tons of rewards to be stopping on 100. That's super worth it to go to 100. After 100, there's no reason to go to 101. There's no reason to go to 102. No reason to go to 103. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no reason until you get to 111. So imagine a person that puts every single faction to 110. They wasted everything from 100 to 110 when they could have just done a couple of them to 111. Got 2 magic. You get 2 magic right there and a Potion of Explosion. The Potion of Explosion pops up at 105. You can see it right there popping up. And then the 2 magic pops up at 111. The most important stat in the game is magic, so that's usually what you're looking at when you're looking for stats. So 111 would be the next soft cap. Anything right here is diminishing returns, not worth it. No matter what it is here, it's not worth it. Until you get to 133. 133, you get 2 magic. Boom. And right before that, we got a potion. If we go up here, we're going to get a Potion of Armor at 130 or something. 130, we get the potion. 133, we get the 2 magic. Boom, that's a soft cap. Anything above that is not worth it unless we can get to 155, right? So that's what diminishing returns, that's what I'm talking about, soft caps. We don't want to put every single faction at 135. We just wasted we wasted treasure, we wasted gold, we're wasting if we're doing that. You want to get it to 155 or not do it at all. So at 155, we get 2 magic and a potion. So at 150, you get the potion, and 155, you get the magic. So that's super worth it. You're getting a potion and magic. And you get all these other things that you would... we're getting all these other stats too. Just going to, like, stopping right before 155 would be a giant mistake. Like, if you stopped at 154. You're missing out. You could have got the 2 magic just by going to 155. Then 177 is the next spot where it matters. So anything between 155 and 177, you shouldn't do. You get 2 magic. And then you get a potion at, like, 170 or something. Somewhere, 160 maybe, or maybe not, but you get 2 magic. So you get the Potion of Blessing, and then you get the 2 magic. Oh, there's the Potion of Shielding at 175, and then the 2 magic right there. Boom. Soft caps, diminishing returns. If you can realize this, figure this out for yourself, then you'll get much better at the game. Right here at 200, I think it's 199 is where you get the 2 magic, so this one's actually 200, because you get 2 magic at 199, then you get the Potion of Power at 200. So that's the next, pretty much the last stop. You can go higher if you want, but 200's like a good stopping point for most factions. But soft cap right there, 200. You get 2 magic and a potion right there together. So yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to say today. Diminishing returns, soft caps. If you can recognize them throughout the game each day, it'll help you a lot. And most notably, Tower of Doom, Kingdom level and power, and faction horde levels. But it happens in all kinds of other places too. If you think about like your vault keys, this isn't a good example because vault event is super valuable, and you should just keep going and going and going and going and going. There's really not diminishing returns there, but with the gnomes, like how you have to get 5 gnomes to get a pity key, and then 10 gnomes to get a pity key, and then 15 gnomes to get a pity key, and then 20 to get a pity key. You're getting the same reward, but you have to give more effort. That's just a good example of diminishing returns. That's one that's worth going for because you're running gaps, you're getting vault keys, you're doing other things as you're getting those pity keys. It's not all about the pity keys. If the vault event was all about the pity keys, there would be a point where you should probably stop because it's just going to be crazy to get to the next gnome. But it's not about the pity keys at all, so it's just an example of it. It's not like something you should really pay attention to. What else? So we got vault keys. Just everywhere in the game. Just PvP, there's diminishing returns there. If you just do your season pass stuff, like these are going to go up and up and up and up. So we kill enemies in any battle. We still get 20 burning marks for doing more work. But, it's a good grindable. PvP is not a good example either. But I'm just showing you other examples of diminishing returns that, just to show what I mean. But yeah, it's throughout the game. It's a free-to-play game, so every day you want to do a certain amount of things. Realize when you're getting less for your effort. Realize when it's time to stop. Don't play for 5 hours a day. It's usually like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you've probably hit that point. Once you get dungeon done, adventure board done, XP booster done, your guild event done, your single-player event done, whatever it is for the day or the weekend, you get your PvP done, your Underspire, epic trials, whatever. Once all that stuff is done, it's diminishing returns from there on out because there's no like event with a reward that you're going for, and everything you do is going to take super long just to get little reward. So I don't know, hopefully y'all understand it. Let me know in the comments if you get what I'm saying here. There's probably several other examples in the game of this as well, but those were the ones I could think of. Let me know if you have any more. But yeah, just recognize when you're doing harder work for less reward, or you're doing the same work for less reward, and you'll be much better for it. You won't be as frustrated. You won't be getting less for doing more. Like, wouldn't that be annoying? Imagine you're at work, you work 8 hours, you get paid 20 bucks an hour, and then on the 9th hour, you start getting paid 18 bucks an hour. On the 10th hour, you start getting paid 17 bucks an hour. On the 11th, you keep going, and your pay goes down as the hours increase. That would never happen, right? Because nobody would do that. But in free-to-play games, that's how it is. Tower of Doom, you give them 1,000 gems, and the prize is 100 gems back. If you're playing the game past a certain point, you're giving the same effort, killing the same amount of enemies, putting in the same amount of effort, and you're getting less reward. So, you're working past that 8 hours and getting paid less for every hour past 8 that you work. Most people get overtime for working more hours. Like, you work 8 hours, you get paid 20 bucks an hour. You go to hour 9, you start getting paid, 30 bucks an hour. Hour 10, 30, hour 11, 30. But that's not how these kind of games work. You got to figure out when it happens, but it will happen eventually. They're not going to let you grind the game all in one day and keep getting everything for hours and hours and hours on end. They don't want you to do that. They want you to buy stuff. They want you to play the game forever. They're not going to let you just keep going and going and going and going. Imagine if that was the case and you could just, go up the Tower of Doom and just keep getting weapon scrolls and keep getting guild rewards. And, that just doesn't happen because people would go all the way up and get 1,000,000 weapon scrolls or something. Imagine if, like in the Kingdom, I don't know. But, it's not how it works. So, once you can recognize it and figure it out, soft caps, diminishing returns, you'll be much better for it. You won't be, like, doing all your kingdoms to 16, and now you have way less Imperial Deeds, and you can't get any of them to 20 now. You're better off focusing them down and getting the larger reward, which is the stat, than to just spread it all out amongst all the kingdoms, just because it's easy. Like, I can do 16. You don't have to do stuff immediately as soon as it pops up. Patience is a virtue in this game, You know, if you get a 4,000 diamonds, you're not going to immediately get something in the soulforge, right? You're going to wait till there's something good. You're going to wait for Ironhawk. You're going to wait for Takshaka. You're going to wait for something good. You're not going to spend it immediately. So just because you can do something in this game doesn't mean that you should do it, because you should be saving up for something else that's better instead of just spending stuff because it's available. Like PvP with the Dragonite. Oh, I got a certain amount of VP and I got a certain amount of gold marks. I'm going to hurry up and buy the Dragonite. Nope. It's better to wait for the books, you know. You know, patience is a virtue in this game. Diminishing returns, soft caps. I think I'm going to cut it there. Any questions, put it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel comment below. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.